Tony Alderondo has performed music and poetry in venues throughout the San Francisco Bay Area, overseas, and once while standing up on a JetBlue airplane. He's also a theater and film actor and voiceover artist. Tony's the author of two poetry books, Big Heart Poet and We Are Poets. Both are available through Hummingbird Press. We'll have that link in the chat. Tony loves writing and performing poetry, but most of all, he wants to be known as a great dad. Please welcome Tony Alderondo.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I've got a Zoom that I'm in. Yes, I'm happy. Tonight, that's a win. Yes, I'm happy. I've got y'all in my life. Yes, I'm happy. But now poetry's my wife. Yes, I'm happy. Right now, that's all I know. Oh, yeah. It's time to start the show. I get inside a riot by writing a line. Like Johnny Cash, poets walk the line. Feed me poetry in the day, that's fine. But after midnight, I go out my mind. I walk on all fours metaphorically. I'm a Rivertown poet bleeding poetry. I walk on all fours metaphorically. I'm a Rivertown poet bleeding poetry. I feed myself metaphors, you see. I eat metaphors metaphorically. I can move in stealth metaphorically. But I know you know, I know that you know it's me. After midnight, don't leave me alone. You'll see a Rivertown poet eat a microphone. After midnight, don't leave me alone. You'll see a Rivertown poet eat a microphone. Whoa, whoa. I'll be a Rivertown poet crawling with a microphone. Whoa, whoa. I'll be a Rivertown poet crawling with a microphone. Poetry, you're the one that I adore. Day after day, I love you more and more. Poetry, you're the one that I adore. Day after day, I love you more and more. In my DNA, you'll find poetry. When I'm gone, I'll be a ghost reading poetry. Thank you. I speak in simple language. Local poets are my heroes. The art exhibition of the dead in my head, Picasso's, Frida Kahlo's, and Miro's. I've got the spirits of dead. It's in my head. When I close my eyes, I see them. Like last night, they sold out an open mic at the Oakland Coliseum. Miguel Piñero tocando lo cuero, Pirito Mas reciting verses, Frida Kahlo painting, Frida Kahlo on stage with her colores, her love disperses. With her colores, her love disperses. With her colores, her love disperses. I've got James Brown and Prince living on the funky graveyard side of my mind, where the smell of funk is in the air and the music's not hard to find. With James Brown and Prince, don't give a care that they constantly on rewind. Played over and over and over again until they blow my mind. Until they blow my mind. Until they blow my mind. And I love me some Frida Kahlo. This next one's titled Frida. I wake up each morning to an 8x10 beautiful picture of Frida Kahlo in my bedroom. And I tell her, buenos dias, every morning as she's looking back at me with that long unibrow, those beautiful brown eyes, and that half a smile that would make the Mona Lisa jealous. And I keep staring at her and hypnotizing myself again and again. Because who hasn't been in love with Frida Kahlo since way back in the days, way back when? Then realize I told Frida Buenos Dias at 6:45 this morning, and now it's 45 minutes past 7. Time sure flies when you're hypnotized by Frida Kahlo, but I'm in heaven. With Frida Kahlo, I'm always in heaven. This next one's titled Buenas noches, Frida. Hello, baby blue, orange, yellow, red. The painting of my Frida Kahlo heard what I said. I tell her good night every night before I go to bed. Then say, I love you, Frida Kahlo. She says, poet, get to bed. Then I kiss the flowers on the crown that adorn her head. Yes, I kiss the flowers on the crown that adorn her head. Don't know a lot about a lot, but I know she isn't dead. No, she isn't dead. Que viva Frida Kahlo. Thank you. This next one is titled My Favorite Things, and it goes a little something like this. My favorite things, my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. My favorite things are little open mics in big city cafes. Being with my 2 kids for more than 2 consecutive days. Saying I love you to them in infinity times infinity, yes, that many ways. My favorite things are 2 big cities on opposite sides of the coasts that to this day have me torn. One's a place where I stay, the city by the bay, the other's New York City where I was born. New York City, I love you, but I'm still waiting for you to love me. And it's the Mission in San Francisco where I fell in love with poetry. My favorite things, my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. My favorite things are reminiscing at a food truck and meeting other silly folks. Taking myself out on a date night and listening to silly jokes. My favorite things are giving hope to the hopeless and helping victims out of a jam. Speaking Spanish to the judge and giving it to the man. My favorite things are hanging with good people who touch my heart, my mind, and amaze. And sitting in a cafe in Rivertown in Petaluma with this poetry craze. My favorite things, my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. This next one is titled Fat Stack of Money. My uncle always had a fat stack of money folded over a thick rubber band, wrapped around those bills in his left pocket. At the end of the day, he would put it on top of the end table next to the TV, almost daring someone to touch it. No one ever did. Well, no one except me. As a kid, I loved picking it up and holding it. Heck, I even enjoyed smelling it. I remember his money always had a certain smell to it. And for some reason, it made me feel powerful just holding it. He even had a nickname for it. He called it his floating cemetery because of all the dead presidents on those bills. And he used to say his money just floats around the city when he spends it. And I remember him saying Benjamin Franklin was his favorite. I enjoyed holding that fat stack of money in that thick rubber band. That rubber band was a ghetto money clip. And I remember as a kid, I would dream about putting my own rubber band around my own fat stack of money when I got older. Well, I'm older now and I've got a thick rubber band, but I'm still waiting for that fat stack of money. This next one is a haiku, and it's a haiku I wrote after picking my daughter up from her ballet class. It's titled Ballerina. My shoes hurt my feet. I still like to go dancing. I was born to dance. This one's titled Sunflowers and Fedoras. I paint with a broad stroke into burnt brush filled with milagros and metaphors. The metallic mirrored Taino sun on my wall illuminates the blank canvas in front of me that speaks in hyperbole. Even a shadow speaks 1,000 words. Today I'll paint the weather. It's raining sunflowers and metaphors. This next one is titled, I Remember When. I remember when I was a boy, I sometimes wished to be a man. And now that I'm a man, I sometimes wish to be a boy, just so I could go back in time and look into that mirror that once asked me in a world where you could be anything you want to be, Tony. Are you sure you want to be a poet? And I looked back into that mirror and said, with all the bloody ink in my pen, I was born this way. I'm a poet. I'm a poet. I'm a poet on the run. I said I'm a poet. I'm a poet on the run. The law says I'm armed and dangerous. They say my poetry's like a gun. Lend me your heart, your time, your tears, till my time is done. Lend me your heart, your time, your tears, till my time is done. 'Cause I'm just a lonely poet, lonely poet on the run. The law says I'm armed and dangerous. They say my poetry's like a gun. I said the law says I'm armed and dangerous. They say my poetry's like a gun. But I'm just a lonely poet, a lonely poet on the run. Lend me your heart, your time, your tears, till my time is done. Oh, River Town, lend me your heart, your time, your tears, till my time is done. Oh, I'm just a lonely poet, a lonely poet on the run. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you so much. And this next poem is for all you poets in the house, titled We Are Poets, the title of the book. And it goes a little something like this. We are poets. We're at Rivertown Zoom. We're not very hard to find. We'll massage your temples, touch your hearts, and tantalize your mind. We are poets. We can take pretty words, put them in a poem and plant a seed. Or we can take unpretty words when we're filled with rage, put them on a page and make it bleed. We are poets. We can put words together describing an aroma and make you think that page was scented. We are poets. The reason the exclamation point was invented. We write, recite, and perform. We never ever conform. It's the way we poets know. Damn well we were born, pushed out performing and crying since birth. Our hearts already broken and torn, but we as poets, we can take pieces of broken words, turn them into spoken words, and give a broken heart a fresh new start. Take a young child's broken dreams and mend them with spoken seams. We are poets, blessed and filled with words. We create with words, relate with words, transform and relocate hearts and minds with words. We are poets. We say things like 5 times 5 divided by pi equal the number of rainbow stars in the sky. And have you ask, why? We are poets. It's simple mathematics times dramatics factored into a poetical third eye. And the answer in the back of your mind's book is even simpler. We are poets. Ay, 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 love making, keyboard breaking, erotic poets. We can make a pen, make love to paper and make it hum. Make words intoxicate your mind like a strong Puerto Rican rum. We are poets filled with laughter, tears, joy, imagination, and patience. We speak at the open mic, at presidential inaugurations. From our hearts, the words flow. Through our tongues, mouths, and lips, those words magically know where to go. In our heads, the poets of the dead are awoken. We speak from our hearts with the voices of the broken. We are poets. This much we know. We give birth to words, touch Mother Earth through words, and at open mics, open our mouths and pour out our hearts through words. We write, then rewrite, and double check the last rewrite, because we know the last rewrite is the one that has to be right. We are poets. We share our breath with words, and we will write and recite till our death with words. We are poets. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.